The most common thing you guys are going to run into are just is like entitlement complaints or objections. Just somebody that says, I've been paying my premiums and this is what I expect, you know, and you're going to do that regardless. It doesn't matter what you think, it doesn't matter what your training is. This is what I want. And it's your job to give me what I want. You're going to run into that more than anything else. And that's more, doesn't really matter. You don't need to get ahead of that, but you need to at least mention it. Put it on your report. Just say that they are demanding this. These are my findings. This is what the policyholder said. This is what I recommend. So at that point, if there's an objection that comes later on, you could always just refer, if the desk adjuster, the carrier's adjuster comes back and says, hey, the insured is saying that their whole roof needs to be replaced. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, look at the report. They said before I even got on the roof that they're demanding a new roof. And, this is the damage that I found on the roof. What would you like to do? Because at the same time, I don't want to take money out of my pocket. If you want to just replace the roof and make them happy, we can do that. I can open it up. I could change my estimate around. You could pay me extra and I'll get that going. But in terms of who's correct in the assessment is there. It's up to you what you want to do next. Beyond that, I mean, honestly, any sort of difficulty that you get, any sort of tension that you get from a policyholder, it's something that you should just be aware of at that point. And, when you write up a report, whether it's it's something that doesn't seem very urgent, or if it seems like something that they may, something was just off about it. Maybe there was a not overly pleasant exchange between you and the policyholder or somebody else that was there. As long as you send an email out and that email is timestamped as they all are, it looks a whole lot better. Because like I said before, then you go from being on the defensive to the offensive. Hey, just put an email together, send it off to your manager. Hey, John, just want to make sure you're aware. The policyholder today had a family member that was there who got very abrasive when I was explaining my findings on the roof. They said that it wasn't accurate. And I just wanted to make you aware that there could be problems in the future with the insured or their thing. That's all it is. You don't have to say this guy was an asshole or bash them. You don't want to do any of that, because then it seems like you're emotional, and you don't want to look emotional. You want to be very neutral, unbiased, and all that, and just put it out there. Because what they'll probably do, they'll take that email and they're just going to forward it to the carrier and give that, so that later, the next day, that night, the next day, something like that, when then the policyholder comes around and they said that, hey, that adjuster you sent out yesterday, Eric, he's a dick. He didn't know anything about what he was doing, and we demand a new adjuster. Obviously, you can't stop them from doing that, but the desk adjuster, who doesn't know who you are, Eric, they may have absolutely no idea. They've never seen your name before or anything like that. They don't know if maybe you are a dick, and then maybe you said something very suggestive towards them. So they may already have read that email, which again is written in a very unemotional, unbiased way, just giving a heads up that something may come up. And it seemed at that point, then you have overly emotional policyholder, not emotional adjuster. Who's more believable at